sit on down and pour yourself a glass.
And tune into your favorite podcast,
where things will be misquoted
and opinions ain't sugar-coated.
'Cause DJ and Kelly are locked and probably loaded.
Hey guys, welcome to Locked and Probably Loaded with DJ and Kelly. I'm your host, DJ Qualls, and I'm here with my good friend and co-host, Kelly Blackheart. Hey Kelly.
Hello.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm
much better now.
I'm doing great. I started off the day with an audition for something that I was wrong for. It's the prequel to Bosch on Amazon, and I've agreed in the year 2026 I'm going to try to come from a place of maybe but just put my hat in the ring more. The problem is that I'm not from a world of auditioning. It's just not something I know a lot about. I've talked about this before, but just a refresher, like I went down to an open casting call and for Road Trip and got a lead, and then I just was sort of on offer only, and then I moved to TV in 2009 and literally and then I auditioned for something for that and then got the offer for it after reading for it, and then every single time I had a show that was ending, I was offered a new show on that day.
Right.
And I understand how completely fortunate that was. But then when I was doing Man in the High Castle and Z Nation at the same time in 2019, the casting mandate had changed, and I want to explain a little bit about that and my feelings. I think progress is good. I know for a fact that I have benefited from being a white male, which is an interesting thing for me to say, because I've also so not benefited from being a gay white male. And so what wound up happening was anything that could go ethnic during that time did go ethnic. And I'm like, cool. I've been a beneficiary of racial casting math so much. And it was pretty straightforward back in the day for me, especially like on the core. If Alfre Woodard did this part, it was going to be me. If Holly Hunter did Alfre's part, it was going to be Regina King. And that's how it worked, right? But then it became a point where the third male lead was probably going to be ethnic. And then instead of being asked to read for things, I was just dropped. And I understand the reasons for it, but how it impacted me directly was it made me feel like something I'd given my life to had turned its back on me. And that's a valid feeling.
Sure.
You can be happy that the world is changing, and I am.
Yeah.
Like fully happy because when the world changes, we all over time can be less fearful from being ourselves.
Sure, yeah.
And it also makes people wake up and being like, hey, patriarchy, we actually don't have to fucking listen to you, and we can sort of tell you to fuck off.
Yeah.
It's a slow process. But what it's meant to me as far as entertainment is that because there are so few parts that I think would consider me. For example, like on my birthday, I was in Greece with some friends. We went to Athens, and I got a casting director who I'd never met before send me a series of voice notes on my Instagram, like 5 of them. And I'm there at my birthday dinner, and it said, we talk about you all the time. We cannot cast you. Like we bring you up all the time. You're just not castable right now. And even though you know the intellectual reasons for it, it cut me up pretty bad.
For sure.
Because it's like there's no room for you here.
Yeah.
When there is room for all of us.
Yeah.
That's the thing. The thought that there's scarcity in any resource, in any business, it's fucking bullshit. There's
Totally.
not scarcity.
Yeah.
It's people who don't understand what racial diversity should be, and also the reasons for it, trying to pander in ways that come off as artificial.
Totally. It's like if you had the executives at the top, if any of them were creatives, then we could have shows that make sense where there's a lot of diversity in them, but you're trying to shoehorn people into, and now you have audiences tuning out because they're like, well, this doesn't make any sense to me. It's like, let's make shows for everybody where there's plenty of space on air for these things. The streamers are unlimited. You can make as many shows as you want if there aren't so many people so fucking greedy at the top that it's like, well, no, we need our bonuses and our big paychecks.
Yeah.
It's like, but
And
my brother goes through the same thing where it's like, I feel very strongly about, you know, the progress, and it's like, yes, we want more people of color to have jobs in the industry and all that stuff, but I completely understand from somebody who's had their entire income taken away in the business, where it's like, yeah, it's hard to cheer for this thing that, and I don't mean to say thing like that, but it's like hard to cheer for this initiative that has now completely decimated my career.
And it has decimated my career in a lot of ways. And also I came out during this time, and I definitely feel like no matter how much we as a society love to say, look how far we've come. And I'm like, I know for a fact, because the kinds of things that are sent to me just to read for are people who are guys who are so effete they fall apart because they left their moisturizer at home.
Right.
I wouldn't like that though, but still, it's a stereotype.
Yeah.
And then I was getting offered, because I'm Southern, they're like, you know who can do this? You know who can call Will Smith the N-word in 1898? DJ Qualls. He has a Southern accent. So it's a time of growth and adjustment in the business. And also it coincides with the fact that, like, you know, everything's being conglomerated, and you have people making creative choices who are not creatives. They're business administration, like MBAs.
I think I've talked about this maybe before, but I'm maybe not on the show. But working on the Jim Jeffries show, one of our executives at Comedy Central, who was in charge of cutting or saying yes to certain sketches that we did or whatever. At one point I was talking to him and I was asking him like what his favorite comedy was or whatever. And he's like, oh, I don't like comedy. He's like, my favorite show is Vanderpump Rules, which like I love Vanderpump Rules. I respect that.
Go work in reality.
Like, but you do, like, if you don't watch comedy as a fan, you don't understand how it works. How are you the one who's going to tell a group of comedy writers what's funny or not?
You can't be the arbiter of things that are funny if you don't have a sense of humor and don't innately know. And also the thing is, that's a skill, to be a creative who's sort of straddling the line of creative producer, like somebody who greenlights content. You have to have a sixth sense for those things. And I think that we've moved into a place where it's a vat of mediocrity. Nobody gets paid anymore. For example, let's just talk about this audition. They were late getting to me, which is fine.
I was talking to Isaac. I'm like, I think they were supposed to start at 11.
Yeah.
They were supposed to start. They were over an hour late for this.
So you get there,
a Zoom audition,
and you know you've lost your acting hard on, and you're flicking it, trying to get it back to life. But it's not just that. It's the fact that I went into this knowing I'm completely wrong for this. Here's the character description. A guy who's not long out of juvie, who is from a rough neighborhood in Los Angeles, who specializes in auto body and auto mechanic work.
Was juvie by any chance short for Juvederm? Because then maybe it makes sense.
Oh!
Fuck, call him back. I am right for the role.
So and here's how you know, and this was a Zoom audition as opposed to, like, now it's gone mostly to just you're sending a tape into a void. But the casting directors, who I guess I'd known before because they cast something that I was offered, and they were lovely. But I don't have those relationships with them, and so you always know that you were never right for the part when they ask you to do things that you are already doing. And it's like, and the reason why they do that is because they're like, hey, can you try to be a little more vulnerable in this, or try to do this? And it's like, that's exactly what I'm doing. But the thing is, it seems less likely that I'm doing it because I don't have acne scars, and I didn't grow up in a rough neighborhood, and I don't look like an auto mechanic. And so they're just trying to fit me. And the thing is, everybody reads for these because people that used to work regularly, there are fewer parts to go around. And the salary is so much less than I'm used to making. And the reason why I agreed to do it is because it would qualify me for health insurance. The problem is it's scale for 8 weeks, for 8 episodes of TV, not 8 weeks, nearly 3 months, and they don't tell you when you're working.
Yeah, you're just on call.
Yeah, you're like, hey,
you're a doctor of acting.
You're going to do 3 days on this episode for scale, which is, for those of you who don't know scale, it's the minimum that they're willing to pay you. And I am turning down like 4 shows during that time, which is twice the money.
Right.
But I would do it for health insurance. So it's a confusing time. It used to really bother me because it felt like when I started in Hollywood, everybody I knew was getting married and forming friendships, and I'm always gone. And getting routine, and routine feels good. And and I miss weddings and birthdays and funerals and births, but I was like, you know what? I'm married to this. I've given my life to this, and it respects me. But now I've given my life to it, and it doesn't.
It's like being in a marriage and you lost your job and you're going through a rough spot trying to find a new job, and your partner just leaves.
Yeah, and I didn't even get that.
It's like not like you really hit a rough patch, but it's just like you didn't get an offer straight away off the last show, and it's like the industry just left you.
And that's the thing. My behavior didn't suffer.
Yeah.
I didn't age forward a lot. Like, I was looking at myself on camera today, and I'm like,
I'd fuck me.
good for you, dude. Good for you. But all of this it's not a complaint. And that's what I don't want people to take away from this. And I don't want you to do this to anyone who talks about the state of where they are, or the state of what their life is like, or how things have changed for them. It's not saying that the change is the point of the idea of the change is great. The execution is bad.
Yeah.
But you are allowed to acknowledge when things are not how you thought they would turn out. It's not as beneficial. A dream that you had came true, and then the living of the dream starts to get lessened, and it gets lessened because corporations, because the people that own your studio make light bulbs and widgets.
Yep.
And so they don't really think about you or understand you, and you become a person who's begging for scraps. And I don't know if I'm willing to do that. I don't know if I'm willing to do it, because here's what I do know. You give me something and put me on a set,
You're going to kill it.
and I always kill it.
Yeah. I had a question really quickly about, how you were talking about them asking you to do things that you were already doing, be more vulnerable or whatever. Do you think there's a world that they want to see people overact in the auditions because of the way that scripts have changed so much?
I thought the exact same thing. And the thing is, like, when I get a note, and it's rare that you get a note anymore, because you're doing this and you're doing a tape and sending it in. So if they don't like what you're doing, you don't get a second chance.
Discard pile, yeah.
I did each scene 3 times, and the last scene I just redid, not for intent, but because I flubbed a line. He's like, let's just get a clean take of this. But 100%.
Because it seems like subtlety is just not wanted anymore, and it's like, well, if somebody's going to be looking at their little phone or the little screen while big screen is on, we need your voice to be telling them that they're vulnerable right now. Like, I'm just feeling really scared.
You're playing a quality.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, like, and I don't know enough about auditions to know where the line is with that, because I thought about this today when I got off of this audition. Maybe in these things I need to be bigger than I would play them. But film is really intimate. You have a camera with a macro lens like fucking 2 inches from your face.
Yeah.
Not everybody could be Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey's great at what he does. But when I do it, it makes me look like I'm a cartoon.
Yeah.
Film is intimate and close. It's not theater acting. Theater acting, film acting, and sitcom, multi-camera acting are totally wildly different beasts. And like, I respect people on sitcoms so much. It's so broad and so formulaic that embarrasses me a little bit to do it. And when I did Big Bang, I realized I had to unlearn everything that I'd been taught, or everything that all the tricks that were in my bag had to be dumped on the floor, and I had to give over to it. And I wound up doing a great job. And the New York Times said it was one of the best episodes of the show. And I was really proud of it, but it was a lot of trying in that. Like, I'm not, and also if you're on a sitcom, you are regular on a sitcom, you live with these characters so much that by day 2, you're off book. Because the cadence of the speech, this you can just become the character, And guest stars have most of the heavy lifting on an episode. Like, you're there, you know your lines, and so it's all a different world. But now I'm starting to think, and I don't know the answer to this, maybe auditions are things that you wouldn't do naturally.
Yeah. Maybe it's worth being like, I'm going to do it a couple different ways. I'm going to do bigger, more obvious,
Yeah.
it's like it's recognizing that that's where the world is going and we want this shit shoved down our throat. This is the plot line. This is how he's feeling. But you can also show your range with like, this is how I would honestly do it, cuz I guess knowing that somebody is able to put on the fucking fake thing without being too overtly fake,
Yeah.
but it's gross.
But
I don't like the way
it
it's
also
going.
differs to every actor, and I'll tell you about that right after these messages. Like you watch Adam Devine,
Mm-hmm.
and he does sort of a similar thing in everything. It's usually heightened.
Yeah.
Even his speech patterns are kind of exactly the same and everything. Like he does something that I like, a vocal thing, and it's like I can't really do it, but it's like and it goes down like that. He does something like that. I can't do it, and sorry, Adam. But it's unique to him, and I think it works in a broader format. But all I know is this: the things that I've knocked out of the park, my best critical work, has been, even if the situation is broad, and most of the situations you'll put somebody built like me is into a broad situation, the only way to win is to play it straight.
Right.
And to underplay it.
Yeah.
And so I'm a little confused about where I am. Not confused of giving up, but like I said, acknowledging things that I'm going through in real time. I mean, this is, first of all, the format for that. Hello, welcome to my show. But I think it's good because it makes me still feel sane. Yeah, so that's the scale. And I think this would be not a low budget feature, but I think it's $76.92 an episode at times.
So 7,692 an episode.
No, it's 600.
So this one's 6,792 per week.
Yeah.
On this.
So this would be an episode.
Regulars.
So this is called Top of Show. Do you see something there? It's Top of Show. And also, this is a good time where we learn about actor math. It's Top of Show for an hour streaming show.
So it says the top of show in SAG-AFTRA television contracts is the maximum rate, often around $10,000 to $11,000 for a 1 hour drama, or $6,000 plus for a 30-minute show.
Yeah, but it's different on streaming. That's for a network show.
Yeah.
I think it's $7,500 for Top of Show. So that's 75 times 8. That's $60,000, right? Mm-hmm. For 3 months of work, which is awesome. But here's what people don't realize. I commission out 75% before I see a dime.
Yep.
So that's $45,000 that I've just made. California State and my taxes take half of that. Mm-hmm. So I have made for my year work, and you're probably on 8 episodes of TV in a year if you're not a regular. I've made $22,500. So I have to seek out other employment. Right. If I made that, that's less than my mortgage before property taxes and HOAs. Mm-hmm. And my taxes cost $6,000 a year to do, because I have corporate taxes.
Yep.
So, and people used to take that into consideration. Like, it looks like we make all of this money very quickly, but they don't realize that you pay a lawyer, a manager,
for sure. I think
accountant.
People are wildly mistaken just because somebody is familiar to you because you've seen them on TV or in movies. I think they assume everybody is blanket rich.
Yeah.
And it's like, you've got your A-listers, your Brad Pitts and your Scarlett Johanssons,
if you're making
and all of these
$20
people
million,
that like for a movie,
then 75% of that is and then you half it, is a pretty good
just
return.
assume that anybody who is not considered A-list right now is probably wondering where their next check is going to come from.
And you're competing with former movie stars to do guest spots on TV.
Yeah. Or commercials even.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
And so it's not, again, it's not bitching, it's acknowledging. And the thing is, and I used to make a lot more than this because people made a lot more than this in entertainment. But then you have your representatives and people that work for you. And if you are not bringing in a certain amount of money, especially the money that you used to make, people are so much less understanding than you would expect them to be. And so, like, I worry all the time about being dropped by my long-term reps.
Yeah.
And in the early, and I know that my manager wouldn't do this because in the early days, I kept the lights on.
Yeah.
And I know I love him so much, my manager Brian. I know he wouldn't, but there's still a little voice in the back of my head.
Because there's always a chance. I mean, like people get married thinking that nothing bad will ever happen, and all of a sudden this person betrays you out of nowhere. It's like that. It always has to be in the back of your mind that not everybody has the same sense of loyalty as you do, or if circumstances change enough that you could be dropped.
Yeah.
And it's like it just is what it is.
And so like I thank God for appearance work for Comic-Cons. I give maximum effort and I do well at them. And I like doing them. I like the interaction because it's based on work that gave me everything that I have. But the fact is, I don't want to live in a world where I have something closed off to me that I earned.
Right.
And that's where I feel like I am. And I feel like I'm a spouse who's been left after 27 years of a devoted relationship. And it was not my doing.
Yeah.
If I turned into a monster.
It'd be the same thing if you worked for a company for a really long time and you had gotten promoted through the years and you're up for a big promotion. You see this as a premise of TV shows and movies all the time where the person who is supposed to get the promotion, some new person comes in and it's like you don't feel like they're qualified, or they haven't put in the blood, sweat, and tears that you have and all that stuff. It's jarring.
We just saw this on Send Help.
Yeah.
She was supposed to get Rachel McAdams was supposed to get.
And so what you should do is take that person to a deserted island. Where you know how to be a survivor. That was a good movie.
Yeah, it was actually a good movie. It's a mind fuck. But it's sort of the state of things. And like today in the shower, this was before the audition, and it occurred to me this: be really careful about, first of all, Trump's administration, and Trump is a fucking idiot for a myriad of reasons that I will get into more of that in a second. But to think that the stock market is the economy is ludicrous, because first of all, I think only 35 Americans have any sort of connection. 35% of Americans have any connection to the stock market, meaning your 401ks, your pension plans. Which leaves 65 people who live completely independent of the stock market. They're at the whim. And how these big numbers hurt you, and they always, like, we just hit one, and now we're in a war, and it's gone down, like, it was like 50,000, and we have fucking Pam Bondi.
$50,000?
Yeah, it went to 50,000 points.
Yeah,
but
she said $50,000.
Oh, she did?
She said, why do we care about the Epstein files when the Dow's at $50,000?
So she filibusters instead of answering questions about Epstein, saying, what are we talking about all these victims? We're doing great. So it's down 1,500 points right now. But here's what that means. Highs are bad for you. Here's why. Because when it inevitably goes down, they will lay your ass off because they now have shareholders to answer to. The richest people in the country want to know why your company is now not making them big gains. And the first thing that a person who's in charge of a company does, well, it's all this fucking labor. It's not the fact that we make terrible choices and that my pay packet is $40 million a year.
Did you see something now where people are making bets on, I don't know the actual site, but like similar to DraftKings or whatever, and somebody had made a bet about the strike in Iran before it happened?
Did you also see that there's high speculation that it's people in the Pentagon and people who are in the government?
But because how else would they know? I mean, it was like, it wasn't supposed to, I mean, like, the things weren't supposed to happen the way they happened.
Mr. Beast's editor just got in trouble for what's essentially insider trading, but there's no laws for it yet, of betting about long shot things that would happen on a Mr. Beast episode. And then they realized, oh, of course, it's, what's it called? Kalshi,
yeah, that's what it was.
Mr. Beast's editor,
which every time I saw Kalshi before, I was like, isn't that a health cereal? Is it Kalshi or Kashi maybe?
Yeah.
But I was so confused. I'm like, the cereal company.
But
has
there are no laws right
now
to make it insider trading. It's just platform illegal, so they'll suspend you and then fine you. But yeah, there should be a call for who in our House of Representatives and our Congress have fucking have bought war stocks recently.
Yeah. And all of the people that talked about Nancy Pelosi for years, very, very quiet about all this stuff. And it's like,
I'm sure she's guilty of it like everybody else.
I agree. It's like, and I've never defended her for that. I think it's fucking horrible that people who are actively making decisions based on which contracts to have within government and all that stuff are able to make money on those decisions that they make. It's fucked, but nobody cares now. So for some reason.
And it shows you why there's really, even though there's lip service on the Democratic side, Democrats are like the affordability crisis, and the Republicans through Trump are all saying it's not. None of them care.
No.
The Democrats care about the optics. The Republicans care about lying to you, to gaslight you into thinking it's not happening. Here's what we know. Things are more expensive. Mm-hmm. We are in a war that Pete Hegseth just said this will not be a long war. We are in a unilaterally declared war. And here's my biggest fear. My biggest fear about this war, I don't know a lot about the politics. I do know that we bombed out nuclear facilities that we bombed out in 2025 when they said that it was done. And I guess it was just like everybody saying Trump's ear. It grew back real fast and we had to go over and get him again. It was bad faith negotiation.
So the nuclear bombs weren't inside the school, the girls' school?
Exactly.
That's so weird.
But here's the thing that makes me scared for all of us, for every single person in the world, in the Western world, not just in America. Saying that this is going to be over in 5-6 weeks, but then also saying every day they're edging us. Well, some people are going to die. America's going to die. It was 3, now it's 4. Who knows how many it is today? We are creating terrorists, and we are creating people who will declare a jihad on us. Yeah. You can't bomb that out into non-existence. And think about this. All those little girls who died in those schools have brothers and fathers. Mm-hmm. And that's how the short-sightedness of not understanding, that is how you radicalize people.
For sure.
Even if you hate your government, you have killed my child. Mm-hmm. So that actually works for the regime. That they're like, well, was it worse that you guys were taking away our rights or that our children are dead?
Right. Yeah.
And let me tell you, anybody out there, I know that we have a friendly ear here, but for any dissenter, any defender of this shit, if you have a child and you can't understand that a foreign government came in under the guise of liberating, when you know for a fact it wasn't liberating this country, 4 to 5 weeks of a strike, hoping. Yeah. That's what they say. Well, we hope they choose a different regime. Yeah. There's not another party just waiting.
That's what I don't understand, because it's like if another country came and killed Trump right now, it wouldn't free us. We still have a government in place, and that they would just still go on with Project 2025. We wouldn't be liberated from our government.
But it would destabilize us in less of a way that it does in a country that has complete authoritarian rule. We're headed there. Yeah. And I really hope that everybody, when anything happens in this entire world, whether it be political, whether it be a price change, whether it be a law change, the first question we all should ask ourselves is why? Mm-hmm. Who does this benefit? It's the way you approach a crime, a murder. What investigators first thing, who benefits from this person being killed?
Ask why, who benefits, follow the money.
It's always that.
Yeah, it's every single time without fail. Follow the money trail, because there's somebody who benefits from this, and it is not the people who
it's not us.
Saying. Yeah, it's not.
It's definitely not us.
And as a rule, it is always not us.
We've seen our buying power taken away from us. We've seen things get more expensive. We are the frogs in boiling water. That the heat's been turned up slowly. Yes, corporations, under pressure from the Trump administration, they absorbed a lot of the tariffs. They increased things to make their money back gradually. Yep. But now the prices are here to stay. Yes, the Supreme Court said that those tariffs are illegal. Getting them back is going to be nearly impossible.
Well, and also,
and we will never see them.
The consumer would never get them back. The corporations who charged us more in the first place are going to see those refunds if they ever happen, and they will not get passed down in the form of lower prices.
Absolutely not.
So we still lose in this. And
They've
like we're
already
finding out
gotten
that every single thing that happens is just a money grab for Trump and the people that are in his pockets. Like everything that they do is just how can we swindle more money out of the American public to make ourselves rich?
There is no corporation in this country that's altruistic enough to spend the time and resources to give you your money back, even a reduced rate.
Yeah.
And we'll talk more about that after these messages.
Just a quick note, guys. This is also your 100th episode.
Oh.
And we got to recap the cruise at some point.
We can make this the second episode.
Yeah, let's make it the second
Yeah.
episode.
This is the second. This is 101.
Perfect. Great.
Anyway, you know what I'm saying about all this?
Yeah.
Give me a fucking part on television. I've worked hard enough.
And just give me $10 million.
I'm starting to think that manifestation doesn't work because I think you have to think good thoughts and hope for things and then go outside and do them.
Yeah. There's one critical element
Passive
is you have
manifestation.
to make moves toward the goal happening.
Yeah. Laying down.
But maybe we're inventing new stuff,
No,
and
we're
maybe that's how we become rich is the
Because
lie down
I
manifestation.
thought about my own, because I've been manifesting and I went through that
it's
thing.
horizontal hope.
Well, it's
what we call
horizontal
it.
hope. But I like that. But I went through this period like 2 years ago where I got into manifestation, and so like I would write my wishes on bay leaves and
burn
sage
them.
leaves and burn them.
Mm-hmm.
I got to tell you, nothing happened. Things got worse because I think that also robbed me of my understanding that like when I traced the early origins of all my dreams coming true, I said it out loud and manifested it, but then I also drove overnight to auditions based on 2 hours notice.
Yeah.
There was nothing I wouldn't do to make these dreams come true. And I think because I was manifesting, it put me in the mindset to chase.
Mm-hmm.
And chasing is what you have to do.
Yeah. The key element is action.
It is action.
Yeah.
And
But
I think manifestation helps you if you really internalize what you're asking the universe for, because it allows you to understand what decisions aren't congruent with your goal.
mm-hmm. And manifestation's generally the only thing that can keep you in a place of action because things are so hard when you're doing them that you go, yeah, but I know that this is going to work out for me.
I
And
come
so you
from my
have
place
that-
of gratitude all the time when things are tough.
Yeah.
And that's part of manifestation, right? Like when I'm like, I don't feel well. I had a hard day at work. My house flooded. My house flooded my neighbor's house. So now I'm $50,000 in the hole before I even do my own house. But the idea of gratitude saves you because it's like, well, I manifested not this disaster, but I manifested the ability to be able to have the resources and mental wherewithal to be able to deal with it.
Oh, for sure.
And fix it.
I mean, it's similarly where it's like I'm definitely not where I want to be in my career and all of that stuff, but I feel so grateful. Like if nothing ever changed in my life, I could be perfectly content living life the way I am right now, but I want more for myself.
I would rather be dead. I am not content. That my MO is not being content. And the thing is, I think that I've gotten into a false sense of contentment based on nothing. I think I personally am guilty of letting circumstance, and well, there's nothing I can do about it. This is the way the world is right now. I think I've gotten into a place of malaise and gotten into a place where and the result is I'm less happy than I know that I can be. So it is a call to action to me. But I don't know what the action is, but I do know that I need to be on the lookout for it.
We're gonna write a script together. That idea I have. I'll write the bones. We'll workshop it, and then you'll be the lead.
But it takes doing.
I know.
And that's the thing. This podcast.
I jumped into action this weekend. I've fucking been organizing my
Good.
house. I organized the whole garage. I put a rug down there. I'm gonna put my elliptical, or not
Because
my
we are
elliptical,
as
my
guilty
reformer.
of this as anybody. Like we made this happen after many years, but we still made it happen. But let's call ourselves out right now on air. We haven't done the things that we haven't done everything that we could do.
Yeah.
We've become slack in posting. There are things that we could be doing because full disclosure with everybody that listens to us. In the past month, I've really thought about pulling the plug on this because I lose money on this every single month, and that coupled with the fact that things aren't in an upward trajectory for me in my other career, and seeing the stock market take hits.
It's a lot of bad things piled at once, and it's like, why continue to do this thing? But you're right. If we take action, and
we have to be people of action.
Yeah.
So let's New Year's resolution this shit. My New Year's resolution was to have more fun. Okay, that's working out great. But it's not so fun that I'm able to ignore atrophy.
Yeah.
And I think that I'm atrophied or becoming atrophied.
Yeah.
And I don't want to atrophy. I want to be a man of action. I want to be excited. And
that's the thing too. It's like this is something we actually really enjoy doing. So it behooves us more to take action in making this be something than letting it go, because we need to hold on to all of the things that we enjoy doing right now because the world is so shit.
Yeah.
It's like,
and I think this is a good service because it reminds me of that book that actually they made a movie I just saw recently of it called Alone in Berlin. And I talked about this briefly, but I don't think we really got into it. Alone in Berlin is a book that was written about this group of the Germans who are anti-Nazi. And it's like a husband and wife couple that started this movement where they would just write shit, this is unfair, when you couldn't speak anymore. We're kind of headed there. We're headed to a place where I just saw an interview and I can't remember the actor today who said that they've become fearful now of using their voice because they're worried about retribution, because retribution, the feeling that we've always had in this country about the safety of speaking out is being eroded from us. And here's the biggest part that I thought. It's not that you probably couldn't get out of it. It's the fact that you could be taken somewhere and then have to get out of it.
right. Yes.
We are violating rights, violating civil rights.
Yeah.
One right after the other. So speaking out, you could just be taken somewhere.
Yeah.
And how do I know that?
Watch out. Lucky tried to kill you. He said, "Oh, you don't like this shit anymore?
Move."
Fuck you."
He's like, "Move to
If you
Canada,
don't like
bitch."
it, leave.
Yeah. And if you don't want to leave, I can hurry this along.
Lucky, no redecorating right now,
Lucky,
bud.
here's the thing. If I did get killed, I would want it to be from somebody who looked like you. You're handsome.
And on camera.
And on camera. Yeah, then the podcast, actually, this would be the cure for the podcast. You guys could
He's
go
dead,
forward.
but that episode 101 was so good.
Anyway, Lucky, way to pull us out of that.
He's like, you guys are boring me.
Now
I don't even understand politics.
Now let's talk about... That was a good one. Politics. Let's talk about TV.
Okay.
So I got Traitors ruined for me today.
I can't believe you didn't fucking watch it when we got back.
I wanted to have
it was good. Did you watch it now?
I haven't watched it. It got
it's
ruined
good.
for me this morning.
It's there's still so much that happens.
So even though I know who won,
yeah.
Which is such a shitty thing to do on regular news. Like hide it from the headline.
They did it on the news?
It was. I read the news every day because now you have to. Oh, speaking of reading the fucking news, I had the weirdest experience this morning. So last night when I was setting my alarm, because I wanted to get up well in time for this audition so I could shower, get myself looking like I did 12 years ago, psych myself up, have a leisurely morning, go through the lines, and I didn't realize I had done this. So I wake up this morning and the clock says it's 8 a.m. and it's dark outside. You know what my first thought was? That a bomb had gone off. I was like, has a bomb gone off and we are in fucking nuclear winter? Is a bomb gone off somewhere that the sun's being... Like, that was my first thought when I woke up this morning. And I was calm, but I was like, it was so dark at 8 o'clock. And not overcast.
Right.
Because, the back house, half of my house is glass.
Yeah.
And so I was looking at it, and it wasn't 6 a.m. sun. It was it wasn't 8 a.m. sun. It was 6 a.m. overcast after a bomb had gone off. And so I went right to the news and then realized that last night when I was setting my alarm, somehow I had moved the time up 2 hours. Yeah. That happens sometimes.
Oopsie.
But yeah. But usually I would think if we weren't bombing people, and there are tons of Persians.
I thought you were going to say you hadn't actually taken the eye mask off yet.
No,
Like,
no.
Fuck, I forgot to open my eyes. That's
Then
why it's so dark in here.
That would make me sad. I mean, I fully wouldn't be surprised if the Shahs of Sunset start showing up at supermarkets with fucking bombs on them. There's a lot of Persian people in Los Angeles. And even if you're against the Iranian regime, what if you lost
Totally. That's the thing. It's
family
like you
members?
still don't want your country to be at war, and especially in this situation,
Children.
which was a unilateral decision by the president, which is illegal.
Yeah.
You know, it's like there's just so many reasons for people to be totally fucking pissed about this.
But I just sat there in complete calmness, and I was like, it's not beyond there's the scope of possibility that something's happened while I was asleep. I slept through 9/11. I mean, maybe it's possible. And so I looked through and I was like, and then I saw the news and I saw the timestamp, and I mean, of course, the first thing that popped up was Fox, and there was like, oh, it's a goat decorating contest in
Yeah, the cat fashion show.
in Arizona.
CNN,
Yeah.
Trump bombs Iran.
Yeah.
Ooh, Fox News. Is Taco Bell getting rid of the Mexican pizza
Yeah.
again?
Yeah, it's so fucking transparent and obvious. But yeah, for a second I was like, but then I got mad. I'm like, I live in a world
Where you have that
where I
is
have
a
to
thought.
think about
Yeah,
that.
for sure. And that's the new season of Paradise is back, and that's kind of like what they're dealing with right now, where they're showing the aftermath of this big nuclear event and people that are trying to survive, but it's like a nuclear winter and they don't have sunlight for 3 years.
And did you see we are because we bombed these same people to take out their nuclear facilities, which was viewed as a wild success. They have no more nuclear facilities, and then we did it again, obviously a few months later, that we're now running low on bombs. The United States is running low on bombs. So, which means if a conflict breaks out, and if China takes Taiwan,
yeah, it's like
we won't have enough of the kind of bombs because we have these smart bombs and a technology. So we predicted what war would look like. And so we just blew our load on things that we were in reserve. And those are the actual things that we need for this kind of warfare.
And also, war would have been different like it looks different now because we have no allies anymore.
Yeah, and
we have pulled out of
everybody's
fucking...
mad of us. Melania Trump
Yeah.
just gave a UN
Canada would
speech.
probably join China and take us out because they're so pissed
Well,
at us.
they're
Like,
working around us. They're getting a relationship with India, and
that's the thing. It's like we're in such a vulnerable position
we're-
already.
And we're even pissing off Russia because they have a big alliance with. And here's the thing, Russia's who we should piss off, and Iranian government is fucking awful, but we've alienated ourselves from anybody that would possibly come to our aid with these with these useless tariffs, which are the definition of taxation without representation.
Yeah.
The thing that we fought the American
I'm not filing my
Revolution
taxes this
over.
year.
So we are blowing our load to make us more vulnerable while driving up the price of oil.
Wrong decade, wad blow.
Yeah, exactly. and there's no plan. 5-6 weeks.
No, because half
in
the
and out
people
of
that
this.
they put in charge of that, it's like, well, don't worry, we have the sophisticated things that we can intercept military strikes and all that stuff. And it's
Yeah,
like,
but
not if we have a 22-year-old fucking in charge of shit.
But we're
that
also
does-
using all of that
Yeah,
stuff.
it's just-
and so we just shot down like a $35,000 Iranian drone with a $4 million missile.
I like it here.
We just did it
It's,
yesterday.
this entire country is a fucking really bad cartoon at this point. It doesn't make any sense, and things are bad.
And the thing is, they now have me cheering for national defense. I'm like, we need more bombs.
That's how they get you.
That's how
That
they
is
get
how they
you.
get you. Guys, you can follow us on social media at LoadedPod. Send us an email, probablyloadedpod@gmail.com. You can join our Patreon for episodes a week early with video and also join our live monthly happy hours on Zoom. You can go to patreon.com/loadedpod, or if you want to try that out, go to loadedpod.com, put your email in, and I'll send you a free invite to the next one. We just did our last one on Saturday night. And you can call us 323-272-3908. We'll see you next time.
Also, this goes specifically to you, Sharon. Sharon is somebody who requests a lot of cameos for me, and she's recently told me that, you know, everything's getting more expensive and she can't do it anymore. And I was like, you know what? Anybody's allowed to ask us for a code and participate on our live happy hour. So if you want direct engagement, send a request for a code to
just go to loadedpod.com,
Yeah.
put your email in.
and I knew that.
Yeah.
Loadedpod.com.
Hell yeah, you did.
And put your email in and you can come and join us. If you can help with the Patreon, and you do get benefits, you get video and you get episodes early, but if you can't do that and you still want to participate and have your voice and just fucking chill.
Hang out, yeah.
That's something that we can do for you.
Yeah, because we're kind. We're not like the government. Bye.
Bye.
Sit on down and pour yourself a glass.
Then tune into your favorite podcast.
Where things will be misquoted.
And opinions ain't sugar-coated.
'Cause DJ and Kelly are locked and probably loaded.